Yeah, I don't care. Yeah, I got that dog, but he bit girlfriend's dog, and he's been like aggressive, so he's got to go back. He's just a big
Oh,
boy.
dear.
Do you
And
have
he
a
wants.
picture or any like? Is there anywhere we could see him? I mean, I don't want you to get hurt.
No, he's not. He's not with me. Like I got the door shut.
Can I see your Kyle,
No,
come show us your rabid what do they call like the outdoor cat? I'm looking for
feral.
the word.
A feral.
Your
Yeah.
feral
Yeah.
dog. I want to
No,
see
what
it.
I did was I went down to the animal shelter and they had this
sucks.
what looked like a Pomsky on their site. If you don't know, it's a Pomeranian and a Husky mix. And
Zach
sometimes
Tomsky picture, please.
and sometimes that turns into this real cute that's short with a husky face. But the way like dog genetics work, sometimes you get mixed bags.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I can tell he's aggressive. That's not even the one.
Well, like when you see like one of those like full size, like the idea is it's like a mini husky. That ain't what I have though. And when I got there, I was like, "You're not a mini husky. You're an Alaskan Malamute. You're supposed to be in the Iditarod. What are you doing here in Georgia?" And she opened the cage for me. They have a ton of dogs, and she opened the cages of maybe 6 dogs, and only 2 of them even came out of their cage and were interested in me. Like most of them came out and they wanted to see what she was up to. But the one, yeah, there's Toby. No, he looks just like that, except he's not as dark on the top, but his head looks like that. He's got that like flat forehead thing going on. He's
Fair
not
eyebrows.
like scary or anything. It's just that like when he's around other dogs, he's like, "Hey, this is my spot," and he'll like growl at them and stuff. And I just can't have that.
He's
I can't
territorial.
I can't have a
Especially with a
territorial
little
dog because my
Pomeranian
girlfriend
running
has
around.
like this ancient little Pomeranian, and if this big dog like nips it to correct it, I'm afraid it's just gonna kill it.
Right.
It probably
Some other
would,
dog
yeah.
like grabbed the Pomeranian the other day, and I had to dive over a goddamn couch and like get this little dog out of the other dog's mouth.
Oh,
and of course,
my.
I'm the one that gets hurt because I'm the one sticking my hand in a dog's mouth.
Of course.
Oh,
But this dog that I got, they told me that he was an escape artist. He had been there 5 times. This is his 5th time being at the shelter. And he keeps escaping from the same owner. And every time they've come and get him, but not this time, apparently. So I was like, all right, big boy, if you can come and like stick with the program, you can come with me. And he hasn't stuck with the program. And I want to take him back.
It seems
but
like he's
there's 2 issues with him. Well, there's 3. He's going to the vet tomorrow, by the way. I'm getting him all fixed up.
yeah.
Because he's got an ear infection that they weren't treating appropriately. That's no big deal. But here's the kicker: the thing that Kyle MD, what DVMD? Well, no, is that a doctor of veterinary medicine? DVMD. I'm the only one out of this dog's multiple vet inspections. I've got a whole list of his health report. It's pages. I'm the one who realizes that the hardware they put into his leg when he broke it is exposed to the sunlight, that I can see a stainless steel bar like in this dog's ankle. Like
Jesus.
It's
You just
not-
see it?
First
you
of
can
all,
see it. It's
how
shining.
did no one else
I
see
went,
this?
"Ding,
That's crazy. God, why did your dog have refrigerator magnets on his leg?
It would sting 100%. Like don't imagine that I can see through like thin skin. There is a stainless steel little bar that it run. Dog's anatomy is a little weird, but let's just say it's going from what would be your dog's knees, like kind of go backwards in the back. You know, if you imagine a dog's back leg, but imagine that backwards knee where it goes up further to get more like hip bone.
I think it's like
I guess
an ankle up the chain a little bit, and
Sure.
their feet are toes. Anyway,
Well, he broke that, and there's a bar in there, and I can see the goddamn bar, so we're going to get the vet check that out too, and we're going to get him groomed up and looking real good. And I'm not taking him back to where he came from because they're a kill shelter. So now I have a laundry list of Alaskan Malamute and Husky rescue shelters. So I'm going to get him fixed up, spiffy, all of his like medical shit, and then we're going to start like finding somewhere for him to go that will like take care of him. But he'll have a happy home, but it ain't going to be here.
I was talking to someone, and I told them
you.
that you were getting a dog, and they're like, "Kyle's getting a dog? Like, is that smart?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you want to be Kyle's dog. Kyle comes from a dog family. Kyle's dad is good at keeping dogs. Kyle has always had dogs, and this isn't Kyle's first dog. Kyle's dog is going to get love and attention. You work from home,
Yep.
like you know, like this is a lucky dog. This person was 100%.
Oh yeah, we hang out all day. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
like me and the dog are he's my shadow. So like, I go somewhere, he goes somewhere. That dog watches me take shits. That dog, that dog, like we go outside, he's coming with me.
Do you watch him take his shits? Yeah, that's only fair.
I watch him take his. He shits a lot more than I do, and eats a lot less.
Now I want you to look at the photo you sent us of the dog again, because it's a very cute dog.
Mhm.
But when I showed the dog to my wife, she was like, "Oh, he's so cute, but does that dog have Down syndrome?"
That's exactly. I immediately
And
thought
I was
that.
like,
This
"It
dog
looks like
clearly
the dog has Down syndrome." And then I pulled up the picture of the tiger with Down syndrome, and I'm like, "Yes, that dog has Down syndrome."
How do you not know this?
100%. I was because there was, yeah,
The dog has
clearly.
Down syndrome. It didn't.
You
dude,
can show the picture. I don't care.
I put it in PKA everyone so
Yeah.
people can see.
There he
That's
is.
not it.
There's nothing wrong with my dog. What are y'all saying?
He's got a propeller hat on.
Zach, do you see it in the WhatsApp? I know it might take a minute to get it on the screen.
Yeah, no, he's I don't know if the dog
Special.
has Down syndrome. I see when I saw that cute little face, I thought
Yes.
that's what the Pomskis look like because their face gets little, like a Pomeranian's got that little fucking face. And that I think that's part of, but he looks like a Malamute, and everybody sees him is like, oh, he looks like a big baby.
That's Kyle's dog for now.
Oh ha! My name is Toby.
He doesn't know his name.
He doesn't know his
I
name.
just saw that dog smash 2 beer bottles together in the pool on Reddit.
This dog does not have Down
Just knows his
syndrome.
hair stands on end. It definitely has Down syndrome. First of all, that much is a fact. That's locked in.
Oh, no.
And also, like, does his hair stand on end when he walks by the toaster?
It does.
This
It
little
does.
metal foot.
But I am gonna get a dog.
Yeah,
I've just gotta I gotta get Toby here, like down the road. Here's the dog I'm gonna get. I'm sending it. Yeah, I've already
Okay.
found.
If you
one.
groom up this dog currently, you could flip it.
Ooh, this dog is a high class
Turn a
dog.
little profit.
So I'm gonna as soon as I can get Toby here, like somewhere safe and sound, I'm gonna buy this guy. He is
Ooh, that is a classy dog. I love that dog.
he's a golden doodle,
Mm.
so half golden retriever,
Yep.
half poodle.
Is he a
and,
rescue or a?
No, he is not a rescue.
He's a breeder's dog.
yeah,
You know, I won't judge it.
He's going to be well behaved.
Yeah, Jack, the angry dog who people, you don't know how good Kyle is with dogs. Kyle is a dog guy. Dogs love Kyle. Kyle loves dogs. That's what's up. Jack didn't like Kyle. Jack,
Jack didn't like me. He needed more time. Like
that's how I felt about me and Dax. Like there were moments where I could win him over, but it didn't stick.
see, some dogs have had if dogs have had trauma, like a trauma in their life, that's a hard thing to get over because their brain is like our brains are made to take those traumas and turn them into skills. You know,
Some dogs are assholes. Let me interrupt you because
I think Dak was scared. Is what I was getting. I think he'd had some kind of trauma, and so he would sit there and let you love him up because he felt safe in that moment. And he would do that for me every now and then. But if like the pieces on the board were to shift around, someone's standing by the door, he's over by here. He just woke up. Now I'm standing and I'm 6 feet tall and he's a fucking dog. Now, it's a total different scenario. Now he's like, the fuck is going on? He's skittish, staying near the walls. No good.
Jack was skittish. Now we got Jack as a puppy. Like when we got Jack, he was too young for us to take home. That's how young he was. So we had to wait a couple weeks for him to be old enough. And they were like, all right, this is what you do. You take this dog, you put him in a kennel to socialize him so that he's friendly with other dogs. And we weren't even going anywhere. He would just do day camp at the kennel so that he got lots of interaction. And then we would have to walk him. And he was aggressive and mean. He liked the family, but anyone outside the family hated. And we brought in a dog trainer and he came here and sort of trained us to train the dog and give us coaching on this. And we'd walk his whole life. He never liked anyone outside the family. He was just mean and aggressive. And it was kind of nice because there was a time at YouTube where fans were like hazing us and, threatening us and stuff. So it was neat to have an asshole dog in the house.
And look,
but
yeah, I mean it may not just be him being a grouch. It's him doing his job, right?
There you go.
Like if you could get inside his head, he's not like some dogs, if they're in pain, they'll get real defensive and grouchy. Like I think this dog, that might be some of his issue. Like he's got a fucking earache. When I've got an earache, I am not sociable. Don't fucking talk to me. Leave me the fuck alone. I bite you too.
Your audio waves are hurting my ear.
Yeah, but your dog, but some dogs are like, this is my home fucking base. Are you coming near my people? Are you coming near my? Now you must die to the death.
He was an asshole, but he was my asshole, and I appreciated him for that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I can't stress enough how we did everything we knew to do to make him a happy social dog, because that's how every dog we've had is, and he wasn't that guy. So sometimes I think dogs are just
they just have their own personality.
I have a friend with 6 kids, right? And he has some kids who've never gotten his daughter had her GPA was 5.6 I was like, how did GPAs go that high? 5.6.
I didn't know that. She's going to loop her back around to an F.
Apparently, at that school, if you got an A in an advanced placement class, it was a 6 or an A+ or something like that. And her grades are just so good. He has other kids. I don't want to air all his dirty laundry, but didn't have as easy a path.
They don't have double-digit GPAs. The rest of them,
and all smart kids, but not all of them trouble-free. And he'll tell me, like, you know what? Like, they just turn out the way they turn out. They were all raised in the same environment. You know, their mom and I loved them all the same. Some of them, you know, they walk on water. Some of them, they can't even swim. That's just what's up. And I think dogs can be like that.
My neighbor knocks on the door. African-American fellow, real nice guy. Had a few chats with him. He smokes weed off the roof of his house sometimes, which I think is hilarious. He's like, shh. I'm like, I'm gonna tell.
Like he's keeping a secret.
So
It's workahol.
and that kind of leans into this, him like getting on the roof of his house to smoke, because he locked himself out of his house, him and his wife this morning. They're locked out and they're jammies in the
That's
fucking yard.
embarrassing.
And they're going door to door looking for a ladder so that he can climb up on the little overhang on his like front porch, go into the second floor window into his bedroom and get back in the house. And he's begging. And I have a ladder. And I'm just like,
But he doesn't know that.
he doesn't know it. He's never seen my ladder. and at first, I'll admit, I was like, damn, that sucks. I'll let you know if I think of anything. And I went inside and I went, I can't leave him out there. And I went and got the fucking ladder, and I was like, turns out I got a big ladder here. A brand new big ladder. So let's get you up in your house. So that's what I was doing at like 9 fucking a.m. in the morning. I was not up for climbing roofs at 9
I
in the
like
morning,
that 9 a.m. is a crack of dawn, unreasonable time to exist as consciousness.
Well, what you got to keep in mind is I don't have shit to do at 8. Right? If I did, I'd be up at 7. You know,
it's just the reference to 9 a.m. Like the exasperation.
Maybe
it
I
was a
should put it this way.
single-digit time.
Were you guys
Maybe-
aware the sun is up by 9?
I'm 6 hours out of. All right, I
Not
put my
even
head on the pillow, and 6 hours later, there's a man waking me up. That's why I just put
Not
it in
good.
put it in your whatever weird kind of way you do things. You know, like go. Oh, I went to bed. It'd be like someone knocking on your door at 3 a.m. or something, wanting a ladder. That's what happened to me. So no, we got him all straightened out. Though.
That was kind of you.
Ladder and everything. I guess it was. I don't know. I kind of feel
You are
bad that I
loading
didn't-
up on karma. The ladder guy, the dog surgeries.
The
Yeah,
dog.
I guess that's it.
He took in a special needs dog. That alone is huge karma.
I
It is,
did.
and it is
I
special
did.
needs.
And I'm not even talking about the retardation. He's got physical issues. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the leg. How's he
Dude,
doing?
He's having a great fucking time, dude. That dog. I left a blanket in front of the dryer last night. It needed to be clean, so he went and took a big shit right on it, and then, and so now it really needs to be washed, right? I'm like, hey,
a big old shit because you've been feeding him sandwiches.
yeah. I'll get to that. So like, he's a picky eater. He won't eat fucking dry dog food. I think it might hurt his teeth. I don't know. He's got good teeth. It's not like they're bad. But anyway, he takes a shit on his big black blanket, and he does this thing after he does his business where he like does those rear kicks, like, yeah, I was here.
Yeah.
Like big aggressive ones, kicking moss and grass everywhere. And he had clearly done that to the blanket because it was like covered up. I had to I smelled it and I was like, oh God, no. And I had to unfurl the blanket and find the poop. And there's that big old dog turd in there. So that's the worst he's done, though. He hasn't vomited or taken a messy poop anywhere, but he lays these nice dry turds on places that are easy to clean up occasionally if you don't take them out.
Of course,
But,
you hate vomit, but I forgive it. I've never seen a dog like revenge vomit or decide to vomit. This is a dog in distress.
Yeah. He
Revenge.
didn't want to. He doesn't want to throw up. And nobody wants to throw up. You throw up. Although drunk people, I have a hard time. I don't want to deal with your vomit. Like you brought this on yourself, cocksucker.
Not the same kind of sympathy.
Yeah, it's not a stomach flu vomit. It's like, come on.
No,
man.
So last night I went to feed him late, like 10 p.m. or something like that. I feed him twice a day, like a pound of wet food at a time. And I'm out of wet food. He will not eat the dry food. And so I look in the fridge and I've got a pound of roast beef. so I made him I get some mayonnaise and some bread and I made him a big fucking
You put
roast beef
mayo on
sandwich.
the sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, I would want mayo on it. I want some dry ass roast beef sandwich. Get out of here.
That's so
throw some
courteous.
fucking
I'm with Kyle on this
mayonnaise
one.
Any
on there.
mustard?
No, he doesn't like mustard. A little relish, but he likes a little crunch in there. No, I didn't even watch him eat it. I was like, dinner's served. And I put down a sandwich that I could not have eaten. And then when I went down there this morning, there was a tiny triangle of bread crust left there. And I got a feeling he was leaving that for me. I think that was for me. I think he was saving that. He was like, I left you some. Probably not, though. He's just fucking full.
Do you think he's going to have
stuff.
permanent residence? Like at first, you were clearly looking for where to get him next, and now
He's doing better. You know, he's got the leg thing.
Good.
He's limping around with that. I'm not going to spend $5,000 on this dog's leg or anything, but I'm giving him pain pills every day. And as long as he doesn't like bump it on anything, like he's not
it's
even
like
he
a
doesn't even
payment
limp.
plan for his leg.
Yeah.
Aspirin's cheap, you know.
Oh, it's
like-
aspirin. Okay.
Yeah, it's dog aspirin. It tastes like liver. So no, he's doing okay. He's downstairs right now and fucking smiling. Doing
Does he
nothing.
take his pills well?
I wrap him in cheese.
I mean, I have a dog that I'm the only one in the house who can get him to eat it. Like it's with Harley, you have to tip her mouth up. You have to open it. You have to make sure her tongue is not forward. Like it needs to be like in the back position.
Yeah.
Drop it deep in her throat, hold it closed, and then I rub her neck. And
Oh,
even then,
geez.
I'm like 80% successful. There's a process, and I've been doing this for a long time.
How large are the pills?
She's just hard, tiny.
Amazon sells dog pill hiders. They're little
Pill
treats that are
pockets.
hollow.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Tried them. No, she's on to you,
weird.
Kyle.
Discerning.
Yeah. She.
My dog, like when he got to the crunchy part in the middle of the cheese, didn't think a thing of it.
No, my dog's
tried
big.
it.
It was a pill the size of a nickel.
No, these tiny pill, everything. She just doesn't do pills well. And we've tried the pill hiders, and you put it in there, and it looks like a what is the hors d'oeuvre that's like a tiny hot dog?
Oh, pigs in a blanket.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. It kind of looks like that, but there's a hole where the pig would be, and but it just
Like
doesn't work.
combos. Remember combos?
Oh,
Yeah, it's like a
combos,
combos.
yeah.
And
That's
you
a better
fold-
analogy.
You fold the soft top over it. Like I do that with my dogs. And every time I give them one, I'm always waiting for them to figure it out. But I'm batting 100. They've never figured it out. They've never cared. Like they just like Fozzie swallows it whole because he doesn't want to lose out, and then Teddy eats it to spite Fozzie because he always saves his treats until after Fozzie's done, so he can be a dick about it. Very vindictive.
What I really like about this dog is at least when he pees, he takes those old man dog pees where he just but all legs on the ground, squat, and then all of it. All of it. Not some little marking territory nonsense. Hey, better smell this later. I got 30 more spots to hit. He drains the fucking lizard. Okay. He takes longer pisses than I do. Like he pissed inside the other day on my fucking rug in the living room. That's when I bought the steam cleaner. And he started and I was like, no. Wait, goddamn it. Go. Like, you're gonna set a fucking record over there, dude. Like, he went for a solid minute and 10 seconds or something. I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna need a special vacuum to clean this up.
Dude, when you have Great Danes, it's
I can't imagine
whole
your
nother
thing.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like how do you clean up a dog urine, right? You grab a couple paper towels. If it's a big dog, like maybe even a lot of them.
Towel, yeah.
You are sacrificing a beach towel to the urine gods. Just admit this is where we are. It's going to take one of your more absorbent household towels that you'd use on yourself, and then you'll put that thing straight in the outside garbage.
See,
It's literally like it's like if I
put-
came over to your house and
Yeah.
you were like, Jackie, Taylor peed in the living room. like that amount of pee.
Yeah.
Like you walk in and I'm just openly pissing. Like that. That's too big of a deal. That's just too much.
I know we bring it up a lot, but do you know how that family cleaned up that poop that you left in their floor that time?
I did it.
Oh, thank God! What a good guy.
Well,
You know they should.
I'm gonna help.
I'll say this: if you pooped in my house, I'd have went right to the edge of helping you clean it, and that's where I'd have stopped. Like I'd have been like, dude, I have shit this floor myself. It's okay. I'd have told lies to make you feel better because that's the most embarrassing thing. I'd be like, dude, we shit the floor here every week. Look, there's
Usually
some of
we
mine.
do it on.
There's some of mine there in the corner.
Usually we do it on Tuesdays, but that's okay.
It didn't
No, that
flush
was
because of my
horrible.
huge shit. No big deal.
If I did that at your house, sincerely, I don't know if we could still be friends. I would be like,
I'll let it
every
go.
time I
I'll let
look
it go.
into his eyes, I see my own shit. All
Yeah,
over the floor.
I don't know. It's just fucking poop, you know.
That
at the end of the
relationship
day,
was
like,
doomed from that day. Well,
I
prior
think
to
it
that.
depends on whose poop it is, right? If it's someone you love's poop, and I'm not talking about some sort of weird scat fetish, but if it's someone you love's poop, you're like, don't worry about this. I got this. You get up there.
I
and
was
start feeling
eating
better.
so much Chipotle at the time, so I know it was.
You're making this hard to defend. That day, I ate an entire can of refried beans.
Little
Can we have the
booming
dog
business.
update, Kyle?
Oh, God.
Dude, so
All right.
before you
So
do,
here's-
I do this thing where I ship things. Boy and girl are together, I'm marrying them off. This is a forever relationship. When I heard you still had your dog 2 days after the last time you talked about him,
Mhm.
I'm like, this dog has found a home. This dog, with its external metal sticking out of its skin
Yeah.
and aggression issues, has its forever home, and it's Kyle.
Yeah. So here's the whole story quick. I went and got this dog from the pound. He looks like a Malamute or a Husky type mix. He's got one of those stupid, cute, fucking fuzzy faces, and he's like 8.5 years old. And he has earache.
What else is going on with his face?
I'm not done. He's got Taylor thinks he's got Down syndrome,
He does.
and that's just because look,
He does. He has Down syndrome. He obviously has Down syndrome.
my dog does not have Down syndrome.
Yes,
He's
he
a
does.
smart
You
boy.
got him from the short pound.
He's a good boy. He's a good
does
boy.
his- does his
He does
skull
not
have the little
special
point?
needs. He's very smart. He does
Dude,
tricks.
nothing sneaks up on that guy with that.
Anyway, when I get to
like
the,
a curved monitor.
I go to this kill shelter, and it's loud as fuck in there. And I look at 3 or 4 dogs that are kind of like that dog. They don't have the small dog I'm looking for, but I want to look at everything. And he was the only one that kind of came out and was like super duper friendly and was like, "Hey, who are you? I want to know you." And I was like,
Dude, I've never
All
met
right.
a grumpy person with Down syndrome.
"No, they love you immediately."
That's how my dog is. He's got special needs and he loves everybody.
But I also babysit my girlfriend's dogs a lot, and they're over here a lot. And he got like food aggressive with one of the other dogs and bit her in the fucking head. And now that dog's scared.
The other
And,
dog
like,
is a little dog, right?
Not a little baby dog, but like a 30-pound German Shepherd type character.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And so she's just like scared now anytime this big fucker is around because he doesn't look in that picture, but he's like 75, 80 pounds. And
okay.
Yeah.
his paws are like 3 fingers wide or more.
You
Like
could
they're
kill that
big.
30-pound dog easily. You mean? Like,
Oh, it's like he's got real boy teeth. Like he's got like fangs, and you know most normal house dogs have little dog chewy chom teeth.
Like
and,
the kind that could kill a person if it bit you on the neck.
at
yeah.
the same time, he's 8.5 years old, and the bottom of his paw pads are so fuzzy because he hasn't been groomed that on my hardwood floors. He's like it's like the Grinch trying to run sprints around here. He's just slippy sliding around and looking goofy, like a big goofy fucker. He's fine most of the time, but I'm always afraid that he's going to get like food aggressive and hurt somebody. So
well, that
I
seems
got to keep an eye
justified
on him.
because it's already happened.
I've got little dogs around me right now. I've got a little Pomeranian and another little dog hiding out with me here. So because they're afraid of that big fucker down there. So I'm looking for a husky rescue for him because I tried to take him back, and they're a fucking kill shelter, and I don't want them to kill him. And he's also got like they weren't taking care of his ear infection, so I'm taking him to the vet tomorrow to get his ears, give him some antibiotics for his fucking ears. And at some point, the son of a bitch got one of his back legs broken, and they put some metal hardware in there. and you can see the metal hardware. And I don't mean through the skin. I mean, I went tink tink. That's stainless steel. You could put a fridge magnet on this motherfucker, and he's just walking around smiling at people. So I got a theory that maybe the reason he got a little food aggressive is because he's in a tremendous amount of pain from between his head and his leg. And so I'm going to get all that shit sorted out for him, whatever it takes. And
you got a cyber dog
on it. Next time I'm injured, I'm going to go to Kyle's house, bark a little.
I already did this once, taking him to the kill shelter.
You got hardware in both legs. That's a bridge too far.
No, just one.
What if, let's say you got the ears fixed and maybe the leg improved a little stability and training? You think you might keep the dog? You think it's in a position where it might calm down and be more domesticatable?
I think what I'm going to try to do once I get like all of his pain fixed and he's a happy boy is try to put food on the ground between the two dogs and hold them both real closely with good body harnesses and like teach him that like we share food here. Like I was talking to my dad about this, and like every time he gets a new dog into his little mini pack that he rescues over there, like the new dog won't realize that everybody gets a hot dog around here because they've never experienced that before. Dad's like, I got a whole pack of them, guys. Don't worry. Everybody gets a hot dog. And like at first, the new dog is like, fuck you. I'll kill you for a hot dog. But after a while, it's like, oh, wait, you got enough hot dogs for everybody? All right, then all right. But anybody else shows up, they don't get none, right? Now they're
teaching your dogs about socialism.
Yeah, like, dude, they have to be part of a pack where you're the boss, and they need to know that all of their food is yours, and as some of your food is theirs if you say so. Like if anything else can be kind of scary, because like if you've got a dog roaming around the house that can is looming over the other dog, like, hey motherfucker, this is my spot. Like, we can't have that. There's no bullies allowed around here.
It's not just the 30-pound dog for Drifter's benefit. You have the little Pomeranian.
Oh yeah, I got two little
like
dogs that I'm babysitting. I've got a 15-year-old Pomeranian that's just like this little happy cocksucker that looks like a caterpillar. Where you at, bitch? She's around here somewhere. And she's like.
So are all the little dogs huddled up under you for protection?
Yeah. Oh, I'm
like right now?
Yeah. I'm mother hen. Yeah.
You should scoop one up. Can I see one?
I'm sitting on my like I don't know where the little one is. Like she's actually not under me. I don't feel her, but the big girl's over here. She don't want to fuck around. She's chewing on her fake.
That's how serious Kyle is taking security. Is the potentially
the door's closed. They're in here with me.
Yeah, they're in there with you.
They're in the room.
I'm glad you're taking such precautions for the Pomeranian. That poor little guy. He needs the poor little girl.
He's snack size.
Look out for him. Yeah, they're snack. Yeah. Well, if that husky just looks at him the wrong way, might kill him.
The husky the other day, like
the husky only looks wrong ways.
The Pomeranian.
She's always got one eye on the prize. It is retarded.
It really has Down syndrome.
It is.
Zach, show the picture again in case people didn't see.
God damn it.
Leave a comment below with how much you obviously agree this dog is retarded.
That's what they look like.
And it's not that he doesn't have potential to be a sweet dog.
That's like what they look. That's just what they look like. Pull up.
Have you ever seen those graphics where they take one side of someone's face and they show how weird it would look if you were fully symmetrical? Like that's what this dog looks like. Like there's something like you know what's up.
Like it's just been mirrored.
It's a cute boy. Look at his floofy paws.
But is the dog friendly to people? Does people aggressive?
Oh, he's had a bath since then. I got in the fucking bathtub with this motherfucker. I get in my underwear and I've got a big jacuzzi tub and we get in the jacuzzi together and he didn't hate it, but he didn't love it either. But he's tomorrow he's going to the vet first, and then after they clear him to get groomed, I'm gonna have them. I know they have an undercoat. You can't shave them down, but I'm gonna have them trim him as close as is appropriate for a husky type mix, and so he can cool off and look pretty because he's a beautiful dog, just Down syndrome aside. And I think he's like I looked at like I think it's pronounced Samoyeds. It's like Samoyed, and that's what he looks like to me. Like that's that dirt face look that you're talking about.
But Samoyeds were like a little floofier.
He's a mix,
I don't know.
I think Kyle is suggesting.
Yeah, I think he's a mix of something. See, I thought I
Okay.
was hoping when I saw him online because they made it look like he was really short. Something about like the way his legs are so floofy makes him look short. But in the picture that I saw him in originally, I thought he was half Pomeranian, half Husky, a Pomsky. And Pomskys are so
half husky,
cool.
half foolish. Just
We call it the
get it.
retarded Husky.
I want to see
Oh.
a husky corgi mix. Like that seems like a neat combo.
Oh yeah, I like that
That
too.
is
Probably Google
Clearly
that.
not consensual. A husky corgi
As
mix.
soon as I get rid of this motherfucker, I have been looking at those like designer dogs that are there's so they take the poodle and they let it. If you're a poodle, you get to fuck. All right, they're gonna be bringing you strange exotic pussy all day, every day.
There's all
They're gonna-
kinds of something.
Oh
Doodle.
no!
You're gonna-
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
see this-
Its body
this
is
guy?
so disproportional.
No,
Looks
you're
like
right about
it looks like a husky that's been scrunched.
I can pull a
Husky
short
corgi.
sled.
poodles get to fuck all the time because all the owners want their dog mixed with that hypoallergenic.
Because they're
poodle
hypoallergenic, they
dick.
don't shed, and you end up with these like
They're pretty
curly
smart.
hue looking like weird. That dog that I showed you the other day, that's a half golden retriever, half poodle. It's fucking looks like a cartoon character. That's the dog I want. If I didn't have this burden in my house
Poor guy.
downstairs, I guarantee if I walk out that door and look down the stairs, he's down on the hardwood looking up at me. Yeah, this is the dog I'm getting. As if it's still there once I get rid of this burden.
What's
This
Burden's
dog is
real name, or do we just
So
go
bad.
by Burden?
Burden's real name is Rocky. But
Okay.
I felt like I shouldn't bond to him, so I call him a different name every time I talk to him. So I call him Eskimo
That's
Joe
so
sometimes. I call him Eskimo Joe sometimes. Sometimes I call him Toby, and I do that whole thing from Roots where I go, "Your name is Toby," and then he looks at me all retarded. Come on, that's not Chappelle did it. It's funny.
But it's a cute dog that needs a home.
He's got one.
What if it loves you?
I'll tell you about love. Last
It
night
loves that
at
Pomeranian.
2 a.m., I went down there and warmed up some beef broth to soak the fucking hard food in. You know why? Because I put 2 and 2 together and realized with an earache, I bet it hurts to chew. And he fucking loves it now because he's got soft food that he can just slurp up
See,
without
look.
chewing.
You're
should
so
very kind
supportive.
of you.
You're such a good doggy daddy. You get that at the vet? Aw, look at the doggy daddy. Go home to mommy and daddy. It drives me crazy when they do that.
Dude, I didn't realize how much I hated that until now. You're right.
Like, okay, so we're all 30s-ish here.
Yeah.
So I
Hey, don't
personally
be talking
don't
about my
have
fur
kids.
kids.
Yeah, so I'm in the same train. No kids, and everybody's like, "Yeah, look at your baby. It's your fur babies. Oh, your little fur babies." And I'm like, "No, that's a dog. That's a pet. It's not a child. If that was my child, I'd have to have a very different conversation with my wife about where it came from."
yeah,
Yeah,
and you shouldn't have him
Yeah.
at the vet.
because he doesn't look like me at all.
Yes, I see it.
I watched a clip. I watched a clip on YouTube today, and it was Patrice O'Neill meeting Borat. And this is when Borat, before the movie, it was just when he was just an Ali G character that a lot of people took for real when they met him until he got real ridiculous. And one he had this joke. It's probably been told before, but they were talking about sex positions and big women or something, and he was like, "You're a fat." To Patrice O'Neill, and like they were having a good time. And then he said, they asked him about sex positions in Kazakhstan. He said, most famous sex position in Kazakhstan is a dog style. And they're like, oh yeah. It's just when the man he stand up like this, and the dog he lay down. I'm still considering getting a puppy, even if I keep the big boy. I don't know. I kind of want a whole bunch of them.
You should.
They're-
Go
Like-
all
like I-
in, man. Both
Your
feet.
father does that. He likes a pack of dogs.
He's down to 3. He's down to 3 now. One of them is, we did the math the other day, and Elizabeth she was born in 2004. So,
Wow.
And it's
18?
Yeah, so 18 years old. At least
God.
maybe a little. It's either 2004 or 2003. So that
I didn't know
dog's
dogs
18
made it that
Jesus.
far on the farm.
It's-
I thought they typically ran through a ventilation fan or got stepped on by a cow or something.
All of those things have happened. Yes. But she has not. She's the last of her litter to survive. I remember her dad and mother, and they're Fred and Trixie. I remember them very well back in the day. They had a whole litter of puppies, and those puppies were, our dogs for
Is she a
for
smart
decade,
dog?
for over a decade. She sits in her chair now, eats her snacks. She's like deaf almost, blind almost. She sits on a comfy like tuffet on a comfy chair next.
She made a lifetime of good decisions in a dangerous environment. So
Yeah. Pretty bright.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a happy inside dog over in Dad's living room. I guarantee right now she's sitting on that couch, like waiting on Dad to give her some bologna.
Aw.
that's a good dog life right there. Actually,
they-
I wouldn't mind that.
Are you looking at you said a Maltese or a Bichon a little
looked
bit
at a
ago
bunch
when you
of
were
them.
looking at puppies?
Yeah, I like those those like whites like you have, but
Yeah,
but at
I
the
love
same
them
time-
too. A Bichon Frise. I had a Bichon named Tobo. He was great growing up. Great,
But at the
great
same
little dog.
time, like that Labradoodle looks cool to me. I see there's a Labradoodle, not on TikTok, but I think it's I saw it on YouTube Shorts. This guy has an enormous one. Like it's like they thought he starts when it's a puppy and then the music's playing. It's like dun 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 dun, and then it skips forward. Now he's this big fucking dog, and he's like the guy's still happy. He's like dun 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 dun, and the dog gets bigger again, and it's like, oh no, what is that? Like he's got like 130-pound Labradoodle that just like is the bane of his existence with his like weekly like haircuts and shit like that. So I kind of want one of those Labradoodles. They're so fucking cute. But
They should make a Corgadoodle or something.
they do. Oh,
Yeah. It makes poodles
I
with
said this the other day. If you're a poodle in the dog breeding business, you're getting fucking all kinds of pussy. They're flying it in for you, all kinds of exotic tail.
Get you
for
some
the poodle.
strange.
Getting you some strange foreign pussy if you're a male poodle, because they're wanting to like get you some caca something pussy and some like everything. They'll breed poodles to everything. There was a Great Dane and a poodle mix the other day. Like all the big dogs, the little dogs, they don't care. They'll let a poodle fuck them.
Yeah. Well, there's a big market for hypoallergenic dogs, so they're just like
That's
easy
the
peasy. Let the poodle fuck this kind. Let's see what
It's
we
like
get.
it's like decent. Yeah.
Well,
They
it's
come out
ugly,
cool
but it
dogs.
doesn't make you sneeze. So-
Yeah, the golden retriever mixed with the poodle makes a golden doodle, and those things. That's what I was looking at. That cute fuzzy faced motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's like $850 dog. But
Dude,
there's some really expensive ones on there. Like $850 is cheap.
I would say that the initial cost of the dog is a pretty small part of the price of owning a dog.
Mhm.
And I'm not super sensitive to it. Now, I know if the dog is $3,000, that's a lot.
Yeah,
But if you get a free dog, look, you're probably going to spend $800 right away.
I did.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. For examtle, Kyle's dog. I forget.
Yeah.
The
But you know, I walked into that. I could have gotten.
twice.
I mean, I intentionally got a fixer upper dog. I got him because he's a fixer upper.
I
He
can
needed some
save
help.
him. I can change him.
Oh no, there were some dogs with emotional problems, and I didn't want any part of their little issue. There was 2 or 3 of them that were trying to get me as I walked past their cage.
Yeah, don't get them then. They're
No,
damaged goods.
and then there's like one that just laid there and wouldn't even look at me, all pitiful. It's super sad up there. And when I went to take him back and return him, and like on the paperwork, it's like, just so you know, this is a kill shelter. We will kill him. And I was just like, fuck, I didn't know that. Shit. And we just had to leave.
I didn't know they'd like threatened you at the
They
pound.
threaten you when you turn them in. Yeah. Yeah.
You should have called their bluff and been like, "Can I do it?" It's like, sir, you need to drop out of high school for this.
Well, let me see your GED. This looks legit. Get the hell out of here.
Felon is ye?
I've got a diploma, but I am a felon. Oh, why didn't you say so? Step right up. Here's your stick. No, everybody there was like, yeah, my wampum stick. You just club them to death back there like baby seals. I want the pelts. See, they throw them all into this big communal doggy incinerator afterwards. She's sleeping on my feet now, but I always wondered why they don't do anything with the pelts.
Yeah, they should. They should
Yeah.
donate that.
No, they should make big blankets out of them. Like I'd like a blanket made out of the pelts of many dogs.
And you put the new dogs under it.
I mean, they can hop in bed, you know, that's a given, but I want the dog blanket, kind of a Cruella de Vil type situation.
What do you mean that they're mass cremating the dogs?
Oh, they just like
It's
throw
not
them all
it's
into a
not
giant.
schedule. It's like Tuesday kill day, and they just like knock them
Well,
all out.
Well, they don't like one at a time them, is what I'm saying. They just like
Uh-oh.
throw them all in there and then they burn them all.
It's pretty disrespectful.
Well, if you're taking your pet up there, they put your little guy in there, personally incinerate him, and then give you the ashes back.
I don't think I want my dog's ashes.
I don't
That's
personally.
a little
So here's another thing they'll do. They'll take the ashes and they'll like turn them into like a gem or something or a paw print. You can get shit like that done. And I'll tell the story quickly, but I had an ex-girlfriend and she had adopted a cat from the Fur Kids. Big thing here in Atlanta. I don't know if they're nationwide. That's where you go get your pet. It's the premier agency. They do check up on you big time, though. They don't give pets to just anybody.
Mhm.
She got in this little cat. Cat got the zoomies, ran into a fucking door, broke its own goddamn neck, and dropped dead.
Oh,
This girl is heartbroken.
Jesus
she
Christ.
just watched her best little buddy kill himself in the living room, doing something he'd done 1,000 times. Shocker, heartbreaker. She cremates him, urn on the mantle, little picture next to it, crying for weeks. Finally,
Oh.
she's over it. It's time to replace this little guy. So she goes back to the Fur Kids. Yeah, I'm ready for a new one. They're like, oh, okay. So what happened to Bonzo? We see you got him like 6 months ago. And she's like, oh, Bonzo got the zoomies and he ran into a door and broke his neck. And they're like, man, if you don't tell us the truth about what happened to that cat, we're not going to give you another cat. And she's like, what are you talking about? He got the zoomies. All right, you're on the list. No cats for you. They refused to give her another cat. They did not believe her bullshit story about him getting the zoomies and breaking his neck, which is 100% true. It's just a fluke. It happens. Weird shit
Sometimes
happens.
cats kill themselves.
I've never seen it, never heard of it. I've seen cats bonk their heads 1,000,000 times, but this time, right angle or bad cat neck or something, drop fucking dead. Aneurysm, who knows? I don't know. But they won't give her another fucking cat. And I thought that was the saddest thing I'd ever heard.
That is, well, I mean, drive 15 minutes. There's 1,000 cats. Like, do they have
Yeah.
a network where they're like, at this very second, every pound is passing along the message. Don't let Trixie get another cat. Like,
No,
I
I'm
bet
sure
she got another one.
cat. I'm sure she got another cat.
If it happens again, I don't believe her.
Yeah, she definitely took my girlfriend's side in the breakup, so who cares?
The cat
I bet
did.
she killed
Yeah.
that fucking cat.
Mm.
No, the girlfriend's friend. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't know. I like these dogs. This one's laying on my feet right now, just like, here we go. And I've got foot pedals down there, so I'm real worried she's going to start typing.
Kyle, given this enthusiasm, what is the wildest animal or the craziest animal that you have personally domesticated?
Oh, I don't know, but I haven't personally domesticated.
He has a
any
retarded dog.
He does.
I had to put Rocky down. It was a very sad day. Not ready to talk about it. It's tender part of my heart.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, I had to
Wait.
put Rocky down.
I would
Yeah,
not have
it's
said
gone.
that had I known.
It's okay. He's gone now, though.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm too
He's chasing
sad
a
about it
short
to go pick up
muffin
his
heaven
ashes.
now.
They got his ashes in a little urn down the road. I got to go get him in a couple days. Got to go pick him
Oh,
up.
when
Yeah.
did this?
Or his
happen?
metal parts in there?
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah, a couple weeks now. He had to go. He was
Oh,
he was
I'm
very
sorry.
ill. He was suffering. He had cancer in his snoot, and it was going to be $10,000 to maybe give him a couple more years. So sent old Rocky down the.
I think my dog
rainbow.
has cancer. I'm handling it by not going to the vet, so we don't know. It's Schrodinger's cancer.
Yep.
Mhm.
There's no.
Well, they don't feel a
possibility.
thing. They don't feel a
Either
thing.
way, Woody, that was
The-
pretty fucked up what you said about his dead dog.
Was it? No, he knew about the dog.
Old Rocky. He's eating paint chips in a better place.
Well, Rocky 2, the capybara, is coming soon.
Rocky 2, the capybara. I love it. The sequel.
Oh, the poor fella.
It
But
was
at least
real
now there's
sad.
more space for Murphy.
I was making a fucking scene at the vet's office. I was all crying and shit.
yeah,
I
of
was
course.
like-
It's your dog. That's awful.
I was like, "Can I pay before we do this? Because I just want to get out of here." So paid before we did it. But
It's the
it makes
worst.
me
Great
wonder.
idea.
It makes me wonder why we don't execute people using a similar method. Because I always hear about how executions go awry and people suffer and they have a hard time. It takes a long time and it's iffy. And then sometimes they talk about maybe the person's paralyzed because there's this series of drugs they give you, and
Right.
one of them is a paralytic. And I think the idea is it's paralyzing your lungs or your heart or something, which sounds dreadful. But supposedly you're not aware of that. Why don't they just do exactly what they do to dogs, which is give them a sedative that puts them unconscious, like probably a bunch of ketamine, and then a big dose of painkillers that immediately stops their heart. Like, it just seems like a really good
More
way
humane way to do it. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
is super humane. I've done a couple of dogs, and yeah, they're not suffering.
Yeah.
We had to do that early this year with my boa constrictor. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it had very aggressive cancer. And I always had her taken care of at the UGA vet clinic because their zoological medicine school is incredible. And at the very last minute, one of the research docs came in and was like, hey, we have this radical idea that if you put bee venom in the tumor, that it might stop it. And I'm like, holy cow, man, I've come here like ready to kill my snake. And you're like, maybe if we put bee venom for ridiculous amounts of money into this tumor that you and your colleagues have known about for a year and a half, this might be a thing. And it was like, I ultimately decided against it because there was actually no research that this was going to work. But it's like the worst moment for a sales pitch in your whole life.
Yeah. That sucks. How long did you have the snake?
11 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
What a,
Did
well,
you?
I'm sorry about your snake, and I'm very sorry about Rocky. But the snake thing was a long time ago, it seems like, right?
Yeah. I'm healed from the snake, I think. We have another snake now.
You got a new snake.
A new
What
snake.
kind did you get?
Another boa constrictor. Best pets ever.
Yeah.
You can feed it once a month. It poops once a month. It's friendly around children. You can leave it for weeks at a time
Loves
if you
them.
need to. That's it. Yeah.
It hugs my 4-month-old so tight sometimes. Oh,
That's
it
it.
loves
Real affectionate. Quite the huggers.
He only
these
poops once a month.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
pretty clear that he
super low
knows
maintenance.
who
Prefers
your
to do so
family is?
outside in the summer. Yeah, it's great.
Does he definitely know who you and your wife and like people are?
I think so. I mean, it's, a reptile's kind of like a cat in that, like, if it's calm around you, it's probably happy with you. And so that's pretty easy to, interpret.
mammals only.
I had a short experiment with a water monitor between the two boa constrictors, and that was much more aggressive. I lost a lot of blood over that.
How
What's
long
that, Kyle?
was the water monitor? How long was it?
He was young, so he was probably only about 18 inches long, but sharp teeth.
He was aggressive with the snakes, or he would try and nip at you?
At me. Yeah. It was just one of those things that would never calm down. I mean, with some time I could have, but the problem was that I have young children, and it wasn't that I was going to it wasn't going to meaningfully hurt anybody. It was just not like anything you could engage with. And so there was no redemptive value in this pet whatsoever for a child. And so we were like, I realized we were probably a year away from any hope of them like being able to meaningfully interact with this thing. I'm like, that's just not the pet for this chapter of our family. So it got traded in for a lemon law.
Snake owner tips for this? Like, oh yeah, we all wear welding gloves when we handle the bitey one.
Not really. I mean, you just don't treat something like it's about to bite you, and it generally doesn't bite you, and you only do so with things that if it did bite you, it wouldn't be that
Taylor
big of a
loved
deal.
the sound of that.
I didn't like that.
Oh,
How many times
don't
did you
show
get,
any fear, bruh. Don't
Yeah,
show any fear.
how many
You're like,
times did you get
that's really
tagged?
freaking me out.
Zero.
Like, never with either snake? Like, it never was like snapped at you?
One time, well into the cancer, the snake got mad at me for taking it inside, and it tagged me on my elbow, not to like, just to say, hey, stop it.
Yeah.
But it was, I didn't even realize that it had done so until I looked down. There was a couple drops of blood on my arm, but it was, just because the thing was so uncomfortable, and it was not like I had an 11-year-old snake with a 9-year-old son. So the kid's been around the snake his whole life, hitting him on his face. And it was just like, nothing to worry about at all. Not that it would ever be like unsupervised or anything like that, but it was, it's nice because so many people have, different concerns and presuppositions about snakes. And if you put them around one that's friendly and they don't have to worry about, then it's kind of cool for them. So in the same way that not being afraid to drive a Bugatti through a McDonald's drive-through is the same kind of way. So, just,
a snake is a fun pet for your friend to have.
There you go.
Like, I can go over there and be like, this is kind of fucking cool. Don't want this in my house. Don't want it anywhere near me.
Don't look it in the eyes, Taylor.
This is pretty neat today. And
no, Taylor, the eyes. Don't look at the eyes.
Apologize if you already clarified, but are they the only kind of python I know that's pet? Is that called a ball python? Like they're very friendly.
Ball pythons are easy to keep as pets because they don't get very large, so you never need a big cage. They're honestly not super duper friendly, so they're super nocturnal. They never do anything. Both of mine have been boa constrictors that are nicely active and easy enough to handle if you want to. They don't mind it. They want to be around. They want to crawl around. And so, boas are a little bit easier, and not that there's anything wrong. Burmese python or a reticulated python, they just get big. But these top out at like 7, 8, 9 feet, which sounds crazy, but like a 8-foot long snake would fit in a shoebox. So it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, okay. And so the ones you had, the biggest they got was 9 feet ish.
Yeah.
That's a pretty fucking big snake.
I'll be honest. One of the fears of just being around the snake even would be like how, if it does bite me, like how aggressively do I correct that? I don't want to break your snake, but at the same time, I don't want to allow your snake to bully you, ravage me or anything. I've seen them bite people on the internet, obviously. Of course, I was going to handle a rattlesnake one time. I had agreed to handle it, and then I got there and I saw it, and I was like, "That's like an alpha male rattlesnake." I didn't know you had like
a starter rattlesnake, man.
Then it's not a starter rattlesnake. They had the Arnold Schwarzenegger of rattlesnakes in this. They've been feeding it rats all the time, and it was big. And it looked at me, and I swear to God, it looked so angry. It looked so fucking. They had those crazy.
Yeah, it doesn't want to be there.
I think it was a diamondback rattlesnake, and it's so fat. Like it's so big around.
Oh, yeah, man.
Possibly big around. I had no idea. It was, I don't know how long it was, maybe 8 feet, 9 feet or something. Huge.
They get big.
And it's in this fucking glass jar. And they're like, yeah, that's old Tex. You're going to handle him tomorrow. That's the one and I'm like, fuck. And he's
I didn't get that
right
apostolic gift, dude. You're going to have to chill out. Yeah.
He's got Clint Eastwood eyes. I swear to God, he's got those like, he's rattling the tail, which to me is him screaming like a battle cry. And that night in the motel or hotel or whatever, I dreamt that snake bit me like right here in that like meaty thumb area, and then that it rotted off, like it got necrotic. I dreamt that, and the next day I was like, we're not doing the snake thing. We're not doing the snake.
Yeah, something came to me in a dream, and we're not doing this bit.
Yeah. Genuinely, yeah, that was it. I had visualized it, and I felt like that was some bad juju. I'd already created some fucking pathways to that outcome.
A rattlesnake isn't a good starter snake to be fucking with.
No.
I mean, I've like fucked around with like those black snakes, like rat snakes.
A rat snake.
I catch those by hand all the time, and they get big.
Yeah. Like a rat snake can't hurt you though. Like
no,
I don't think
it
so.
makes you bleed a little bit, but it's no big deal.
Yeah, never been bitten by one. And we would have.
We get them all the time. I make posts in my little neighborhood group. Like, if you've got a bad snake, I'll come grab it and put it in a bucket and bring it over to the house, and it'll eat all the chipmunks. It'll be a beautiful thing.
Do you ever feed other snakes to your snake? Is that part of their diet or not really?
Boas don't eat other snakes, but I did have. So as a response to that kind of post, I had a neighbor call me, and they were like, there is a snake eating another snake on my back porch. And it was a king snake eating a rat snake.
Yeah.
And I went and got it, and I moved it over to my yard just to kind of like let it finish. And the problem was this stupid snake had decided to eat a snake that was longer than itself.
Oh.
So it's going to die.
Well, I checked on him the next morning, and he was like a zigzag snake because the other snake was so stuck in him back and forth. So he threw that snake up.
Oh, geez.
And he was totally fine after that. And he hung around the house for a little while and whatever. But like
an evil beast.
Yeah, they really are. Our ancestors knew what they were doing.
Dude, snakes, spiders. There's a reason we're ingrained. Like, hey, get that away from me.
That's right.
I had a friend
That's
that had a bird. I don't know birds, but it was one of the ones that has the big like crown of feathers on its head, and it would talk.
cockatoo.
It would say interesting things. I remember it was an expensive bird. It was rather tall, and it had tons of plumage. It was a big, talky bird, and I thought that was cool as shit. Like it was
Bird
hello, hi, close the door. And I'd be like, that's awesome.
I had the
He told me to close the door.
opposite bird experience. My father's friend had a bird, and this bird chewed a hole in the middle of a door and then used that hole as its perch. I mean, the hole was like 18 inches tall. And it plucked all its own feathers out because it was bored.
That's stress.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were growing back or not fully plucked or something. He was just a little, semi-plumaged. But the destruction in the house and the fact that they all sort of had to organize their lives around the bird made me not want a bird.
Yeah.
That bird should be out there flying around in the world. You know what I mean?
It's a
I don't.
thing.
Birds don't
Yeah.
belong in houses. You know, they should be in the jungle somewhere, like flying around chasing jungle birds.
There's a scene in The Wire where they're talking about the detective. It's the black woman detective, and he's like, "You're an outdoor cat. You don't belong behind a desk."
Right.
And there are outdoor cats that just shouldn't be inside. They won't be happy there.
Yeah.
for sure. I remember,
Other than the
The thing about expensive birds is they're expensive, or you can have any of them for free from people that have them.
Yes.
So we adopted a macaw, like a full-on blue and gold pirate bird when we were kids, because I thought it'd be cool, and my parents weren't very good at saying no to stuff that we could afford.
that's great.
And and so we got this big free bird, but it had been taught every inch of profanity one could imagine, and it
That's
used
great.
it
Of course.
in proper context in our very Christian household. And I mean, it would like drop a nut that it was trying to eat and unleash the most ridiculous Chris Rock spree you've ever heard in your life. And
Oh shit!
everybody's
So he would
looking
get
at it,
frustrated
so,
and
Hang on,
be,
it's-
was the bird dropping N bombs?
no, but it
Thank God.
was
yeah, but you got him to by the end.
right.
Can you imagine?
We added to the
Wow.